All right, good evening, guys. Apologies for the delays. It has been a crazy week. As some of you saw, I sent out a message that my grandfather, wife's grandfather, I don't know exactly how I describe him, but Papo, he was the one that had really bad Alzheimer's that I had talked about in class. He passed last week, and so it's just been a hectic week. And I do want to say thank you to everyone who sent well wishes. They are greatly appreciated, and my grandma was very happy to hear that my students were sending prayers and thoughts. Anyways, on to math. Okay, hopefully you guys already got started on this stuff. It's really easy. So the first section of this week is volume of a sphere. And so the formula for this guy is really similar to the formula for the area. So area is pi r squared. Let's zoom in a little so you can see it a little better. It's hard to read that formula. So the formula for a area of a circle is pi r squared, okay? But squares are two dimensionals, which is squared. But a sphere is three dimensionals, so we have pi r cubed, okay? And then there's this 4/3 here, which if you want to read the why that works and 4/3 came in, you can read that sections. I'm not going to go through that. The main thing you just need to remember is it's 4/3 pi r cubed, okay? Pi r cubed is the part everybody messes up. Well, the cubed. Like I cannot tell you how many times I have seen people do 4/3 pi r squared because they're used to pi r squared. But just got to remember it's cubed, not squared, because it's three dimensions, not two. Okay, let's just work through a couple of these problems real fast. I'll get my pen just so you see how to do them. I almost lost my papers. Whew, saved them. So I'm going to skip the balloon. Well, we'll do the balloon problem. Okay, so on this one, they tell us that where is it? So diameter is 72. We just want the radius. So the radius is half of that, which is 36. So this is going to be 4/3 pi r, or 4/3 36 cubed. Okay? And so then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply this whole mess together, which is going to be ugly, but that's okay. I don't know what happened. You guys are ruthless to the computers. Okay. So we've got, first thing I want to do is 36 times 36 times 36. Yuck. That is a lot, but that's fine. And I'm not going to multiply pi because I want to leave it in terms of pi because that makes everything easier. Next, I want to get rid of this 3. Okay, so I'm going to divide this whole big number by 3. Divided by 3. It's a little bit better. It's still hideous. Okay? Yeah, we're not going to do step 3. We're just doing the basic stuff. Okay, and then I would multiply that times 4 because I divided by the 3, and now I'm going to multiply by 4 times 4 equals 62,208 pi. So 62,000, I'm going to write that over here. 62,208 pi. Okay, so I've got it in terms of pi now, and they want it in terms of feet cubed, so I would multiply it by 3.14. And that'll give you my actual answer. Okay, so 195,333. 195.333. Oh, nope, not point, comma, 333. There we go. And that's really all it is. Okay, so again, the volume stuff is not that tricky. It's just another formula we're using. Okay, so the first thing they talk about here, we'll do this problem. Diameter of 27. Okay, so first thing we need to figure out is the radius, not the diameter. So half of 27 is 13.5. So that means the radius equals 13.5. So my formula is 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. So we're going to have 4/3 pi times 13.5 cubed. And then that's all just, you multiply it in a calculator, right? We're going to do this cubed, divide by 3. You know, let's just do one. We'll just do it again. Okay. Then I'll do a couple problems from the gray sheets, maybe. Okay, so we've got 13.5, oops, 0.5 cubed, let's move this over, to the third equals that big ugly number. Okay, now I'm going to divide it by 3. Okay, 820.125. Multiply it by 4, 3,280. And then you can leave it in terms of pi. If it's anything for me, leave it in terms of pi. That's just easier. So I would say 3,280.5 pi. Okay, H or W might want the whole thing, so then I'm going to take this and I'm going to multiply it by 3.1. No, 0.14 equals 10,300. That's kind of nice. So we got 10300.77. Okay, and then so this is cubic meters. So 1,000 liters equals 1 meter. Oh, 1,000 liters equals 1 cubic meter. So if it's 10,000 cubic meters, I'm going to multiply this times, I'm going to add 3 zeros? That seems like way too much. Let's check, because that seems like a whole heck of a lot. So let's see. We're going to, and if, so this should be a lesson. If you ever come to a problem that like seems just off, use the internet. You're at home right now. Convert. We want cubic meters, right? Cubic meters to liters. So literally, I typed in convert cubic meters to liters. I'm going to hit that. There we go. Google will give me a, let's dim this a little so you can see a little better. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. So I have a whole heck of a lot. I got 10,300 cubic meters. So let's plug that in. So we have 10,300.77. That is a whole heck of a lot of liters. So yeah, really what we did was we multiplied this number times 1,000, and that's what gave us the answer. So again, use stuff to check yourself. You might think you're doing something right, and chances are you are, or you might have no idea how to do it, but experiment. Use the internet. It's a tool, okay? Okay, there we go. So 10,000, a big crazy number. All right, I'm gonna pull up your gray sheets, and we're gonna do number 1 on the gray sheet for 18.4. Okay, it is a sphere. I cannot tell if you see this or not, so I'm just drawing it, and then I'll move the camera with a radius of 6. Okay, now let's go back to my video. Hey, look, I was on camera. So we've got this a sphere with a radius of 6, and I want to figure out what the volume is. So our formula, 4/3 pi r cubed. So 4/3 pi times 6 cubed. Okay. So you can do this step by step the way I have been doing it. So I'll pull up my calculator. We'll walk through it again.
Oh, sorry, you're filming.
Okay, so let's do 6 to the 3rd power equals 216. Okay, divide that by 3 equals 72. Now I'm going to multiply it by 4 times 4 equals 288 pi. This is one of the worksheets, so you can leave it there at 288. So we can say 288 pi. Okay, another way to do it, this is a little more like, I guess, Common Core mathy, like breaking up the numbers and puzzle piecing it. So this right here, 4/3 pi times 6 to the 3rd, is the same thing as 4/3 pi times 6 times 6 times 6. Well, I can divide this into that, and I get 2, right? So I could say 2 times 6 is 12. 12 times 6 is 72. So I got 4 times 72 times pi. So this gets me the exact same answer as this, as you saw from the other thing. I just skipped the step and I divided the 3 before I went to the calculator. However you want to do that is based on your own math comfort. Okay, the next half of the gray sheet, it's got a, looks like an ice cream cone type thing. So essentially what you're doing, I'm not going to do it, I'm just going to walk you through how to do it. So you've got a cone. Let's make sure you can see it before I continue drawing. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, so you've got this cone with a sphere attached to it. Okay, so you've got a sphere attached to it. It tells you the sphere is 2 inches. Okay, and it says that the height of the cone, I know it doesn't look great, is 8 inches. So look, you have a cone and you have a sphere. So to figure out, so like part A is asking what 2 figures it is. Well, it's cone to sphere. So volume A is the volume of the cone, right? You would do that using the formula for the before, area of the base, which is just a circle. So pi r squared times the height divided by 3, okay? And then on the second part is the volume of the sphere. So here's the trick though, and they even give you a hint about it. So when you're looking at an ice cream cone, well, depending who makes the ice cream cone, half of that sphere is in the cone, so you don't count that. You only count the top half. So you would figure out the area of the sphere using that 4/3 pi r cubed, and then whatever you get from that, you cut it in half, and then you add those 2 things together. That's how you get that one. Okay, that's it for this video. I will see you shortly with the next one that is all about surface area. Yay!